This is TTT. Live for local.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Scientists believe that the powerful earthquakes that struck nearby Venezuela last week may also have triggered a geological event along Trinidad's southwestern coast. Researchers are currently examining whether the tremors caused a landslip that led to part of the seabed at Galfa, Cedrus, emerging above the waterline. We are here on the Galfa coast on the southern edge of Cedrus, where there has recently been a disturbance that has caused what appears to be the ocean bed to rise. Now, the Seismic Research Center is on site to do their investigation to confirm any of their findings and hypotheses. Kafele Reddock, geologist at the Seismic Research Center, said the investigation follows two powerful earthquakes that struck Venezuela on June 24th. While the neighboring country suffered widespread devastation, Trinidad escaped any significant impact, except, experts believe, for this unusual geological change along the Cedrus coastline.
So we're running with a hypothesis that the landslide was triggered by the Venezuelan earthquakes. We believe because of the unique geological conditions along the south coast of Trinidad related to the southern anticline. There are many mud volcanoes in the south, and in this area in particular there are quite a few related to this Galfa area, and because of the mud volcanoes there's fluid near the surface right in this area.
The fieldwork is expected to help scientists better understand the geological conditions at the site. Once investigation is complete, the findings will be analyzed before being documented in scientific reports. In other news, a key element of disaster preparedness is ensuring a sufficient national blood supply. Vice President of Sewa TT, Vishy Bihari, says that message was at the heart of Sewa TT's 6K Fun Run on Sunday, an initiative aimed at raising awareness about voluntary blood donation to achieve its annual target of 40,000 units of blood.
I want to emphasize the point that if TNT were to end up in a similar situation, there will obviously be a need for an increased amount of blood donations or increased requirement of blood, because we are currently under the national requirement. So our goal here today is to increase awareness about blood donation and encourage people to donate blood so that we can be prepared for any disaster that may come.
President of Sewa TT, Rivan Tilaksing, noted that increasing the country's blood reserves cannot be achieved by individuals alone. The organization is calling on businesses and institutions to partner in hosting blood drives.
Sewa TT will be coordinating many blood drives throughout the year, and we invite companies to contact us at 333-SEWA or admin@sewattt.org, where you can reach us and we will help you coordinate a blood drive.
Under the theme Run with Purpose, Support Blood Donation, the 6K Fun Run attracted scores of participants, all united by a common goal, raising awareness about the life-saving importance of blood donation. In sport, Paraguay pulled off one of the biggest shocks in FIFA World Cup history, defeating four-time champions Germany 4-3 in a dramatic penalty shootout on Monday. Ranked 31 places below their opponents, Paraguay stayed in the contest after Julio Enesio opened the scoring before Kai Havertz equalized with a header. Germany then thought they had scored the match winner in extra time, but Jonathan Tah's goal was ruled out by VAR until ultimately losing the match on penalties. The results marks Germany's first ever penalty shootout loss in men's World Cup history, while for Paraguay, it's their first ever World Cup knockout win, setting up a July 4th clash against either France or Sweden for a place in the quarterfinals. And that's what's making the news this morning. But joining us right now is Virmala Balkaran, the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Good morning, Virmala.
Good morning, Carrie. Happy
Tuesday. You're losing track? It's only Tuesday.
You know, for some reason, it feels like this week should be over by now. But how are you this morning?
We just started. I am good. I'm quite good. I had quite the adventure on the assignment I was sent on yesterday down at the at Galfa on the southern coast of Cedros there.
Yeah, I know you were very excited for that. So I had to ask you if there was bush on the way. Did you pass through any bushes? And then you said no. So I feel really sad that you didn't take me with you now because, I would have been great company.
You need to make up your mind. Either you like the outdoors and you want to see things, and bush is part of the outdoors.
Can't I just be selective in the things that I like in the outdoors?
So with the outdoors comes all of the outdoors, and part of all of the outdoors is bush.
Okay. Well, since there was no bush there, what happened yesterday? I saw your report.
So there was no hiking. There was bush, but there was no hiking. We drove through and came out at the beach and I got to be there, thankfully, on time when the geologists were there from the Seismic Research Center.
Right.
And they gave us a little breakdown of what they hypothesize occurred. And they did the investigations yesterday, and I guess we'll see what is to come out of it. But it's quite the sight. It's really quite the sight to understand that the seabed rose out of the sea. What was underwater rose out of the water and is now dry land.
Yeah, and this will definitely go down in history. We actually continue that discussion a little bit later on. So thanks to you for heading out there and providing the basis for everything that we'll continue to discuss a little later on. So I know you'll look forward to that one as well. Also, I have to tell you, it's Social Media Day. So happy Social Media Day.
So I could doom scroll today with no guilt?
Well, I mean, it's a day to appreciate the fact that social media really connects us across all the distances.
Right.
And, we were social media friends for quite a while.
Yeah. So, I've lost count of how many years now.
Absolutely. So I remember sharing one memory with you every single year from an event that we had attended.
Yeah, that same event we went to way back when.
So, social media really connects us. And look at us now. We actually get to share a screen together every morning.
I know, every single morning.
Yeah. So it's Social Media Day if you're celebrating today or just, understand the power of social media. It's not always bad. I know there's such a negative, connotation sometimes when you say social media.
Right.
But so many people have found jobs and networked and found relationships and things like that.
People have a whole career based on social media.
Look at that. You make money as well.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I need to tap into that a little bit more.
I agree. Well, Carrie, the discussion, as you said, on the Gala Point in Cedros continues this morning and so much more on the show. So we'll talk to you soon.
As usual. So we'll make sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment on everything.
I love that. Look at you. That's good. And follow Carrie on his Instagram.
Yeah, why not? Just Carrie Roberts.
What's your handle?
Just letting you know, shameless
Carrie
plug.
Roberts. Yes. And okay, good. I love that. All right, Carrie, talk to you soon.
All right, we will. Thanks so much, Virmala.
Bye-bye.
When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going right after this short break.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going like,
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digital and I never regretted it.
Rivalries, predictions, and bragging rights. Who are you backing? Who's already making excuses? And who do you think will lift the trophy? Join hosts Mariah Ramharak and Nasira Mohammed live on The Final VAR, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. as they discuss every controversy, every goal, and review every match from football's biggest stage, along with a panel of guests. The Final VAR, where the debate is as exciting as the game. Watch exclusively on TTT and stream on TTT Live online.
I know it sounds romantic to leave everything behind to bake bread and muffins, but this isn't us. We haven't worked here in 20 years.
I'm from the Great National Trust Bank.
2 weeks.
That gives you until the 24th.
But I mean, it's Christmas Eve.
Have you thought about entering the Grand Prix?
The what?
This isn't just some game for bored housewives. This is baking, and you're rolling with the big boys now.
We got a contest to win.
Yeah, we do.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by
Tuesday, 30th June 2026. The time now, it is 6:11 a.m. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Virmala Balkaran, and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Let's take a look now at what's trending this morning. Well, Dominic Hadid and his wife Genevieve have been detained under preventive detention orders in relation to alleged national security threats. Trinidad and Tobago Today understands that an affidavit from the Ministry of Homeland Security claims that intelligence uncovered alleged threats to assassinate senior government officials and members of parliament. Authorities are saying that the couple's continued liberty posed a serious risk to public safety, leading to their detention under the current state of emergency. Meanwhile, the couple's lawyers are questioning whether they were initially held under emergency powers regulations before being placed on preventive detention orders during the ongoing state of emergency. Now, the matter arose during a habeas corpus hearing where their legal team argued that they were not properly informed about their legal basis for the extended detention prior to the PDOs being issued. Now, what we also understand, information coming to hand is telling us that Blue Waters actually held a meeting where they told their staff that business continues as normal. We will continue to update you as more information comes to us. Moving on now, Europe is in the grip of a record-breaking early summer heat wave that has claimed more than 1,300 lives and also push temperatures to unprecedented levels. The extreme conditions have shattered records across several countries, strained power grids and transport systems, and prompted health warnings as much of the continent continues and struggles to cope. While Trinidad and Tobago National Tremaine Lamy Westcar, who lives and works in London, says that the experience is unlike anything she has felt back home.
Heat here is definitely different from the heat back home, just because it's so thick and super humid, and the heat just sits, you know. It is a heat that just is sitting. It's not moving at all. There's no breeze, no wind, like, you know, at home. Of course, I work in the city, and because of the big buildings, you know, logistically, physically speaking, the wind, if there is any, can't get through. But when you're in the city, you really, really feel it because, of course, pollution, right? And even fresh air is not optimal within a city, within many cities. But because the heat is added to that, that's just another element of, you know, difficulty. I'm the only Trinidadian working on the show here, but I was talking to a really, really good friend of mine who's from Jamaica, born and raised just like me. I was born and raised in Trinidad as well. And we were saying how extremely difficult it is over here. You know, the sun is unrelenting. It is direct. It's almost like it feels closer to us over here.
Weska, a Trinidad and Tobago national and prominent actress in the West End production of Disney's The Lion King in London, says that home feels completely different with lighter air and a sense of breeze that is missing in the UK heat.
Especially in cities where emissions are higher, you feel it. This is the result of all of that, and it's clear, Home is it's so different. The air is different. It's lighter. You have wind, you have breeze, you have something moving next to you, but you physically feel like you're walking through thickness, a thick unseen film. It is unlike anything I've experienced, and I was born and raised in the Caribbean. The building that I work in is it was built like in the 1800s. Yeah, and of course it was expanded and it was modernized in certain ways, but the main structure was built hundreds of years ago, and that was to keep heat in. And most of the buildings in London, and most of the homes as well, were made to keep heat in, because mostly it's such a cold country, right? So that is what we are up against. That is what we're facing.
Now, she says one of the biggest challenges has been navigating London's underground, where some of the busiest tube lines have no air conditioning, making the daily commute unbearable in the extreme heat. The temperature in parts of Europe has reached up to 36 degrees Celsius. That's 96.8 degrees Fahrenheit. And so far, France has endured its hottest day in history, peaking at a staggering 44.3 degrees Celsius in Piso. And as we close off the month of June, Men's Health Month, we leave you with more valuable advice from psychiatrist and general practitioner Dr. Virmala Balkaran as we continue encouraging men to take care of their mind, body, and soul. Dear men, don't bottle it up, Talking to someone you trust, writing down your thoughts in a journal, or even spending time in prayer can really help to lighten emotional burdens and improve your mental well-being. You don't have to carry everything on your own. Speaking up is a sign of strength and not weakness. And also, good habits build strong lives. Take care of yourself every day through exercise, healthy eating, staying hydrated, and making time to rest or reflect. Small, consistent choices can really make a big difference to your physical and mental well-being. And although Men's Health Month has come to an end, these conversations won't. Here on Trinidad and Tobago Today, we'll continue highlighting issues that matter, from mental health and substance abuse to prostate and colon cancer screening, heart health, STI testing, domestic violence, anger management, obesity, and the importance of seeking help when you need it. Remember that your health is your greatest investment. So take care of yourself, because you matter. And you know what to do right now. Grab a cup of coffee and settle in, because Trinidad and Tobago Today has begun.
Being connected, it means a lot, because first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on,
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digital, and I never regretted it.
Ready to brighten your space the right way? Don't settle for the ordinary. Step into brilliant. At Trinity Lighting Etc. Limited, we bring you over 20 years of experience in bulbs, specialty lighting, and hard-to-find lighting parts. Not sure what you need? Our knowledgeable team is ready to guide you, whether it's for your home, medical, commercial, marine, or business. We deliver quality you can trust at prices you love. Visit us today at 123 Western Main Road, St. James, or call us at 628-8373 or WhatsApp at 461-8620. Check us out on email at trinityetc@yahoo.com. Trinity Lighting Etc. Limited. We light up your life.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
long drives, or house lives.
We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories.
It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
I know it sounds romantic to leave everything behind to bake bread and muffins, but this isn't us. We haven't worked here in 20 years.
I'm from the Great National Trust Bank.
2 weeks.
That gives you until the 24th. But I mean, it's Christmas Eve.
Have you thought about entering the Grand Prix?
The what?
This isn't just some game for bored housewives. This is baking, and you're rolling with the big boys now.
We got a contest to win.
Yeah, we do.
Gala Point in Cedros has become the focus of national attention after a section of its coastline was dramatically transformed in the aftermath of recent earthquakes in Venezuela. Geologists say part of the beach was suddenly lifted by as much as 20 feet, exposing marine life, reopening natural oil seeps, and revealing evidence of significant underground movement. While the images have fascinated many, they've also raised important questions about what caused this rare event, whether Trinidad and Tobago is at risk of similar occurrences, and what scientists are learning from it now. Well, joining us this morning is petroleum geologist and geoscientist Xavier Muna, an exploration manager at Touchstone Exploration, who has been studying the site, and he'll also be speaking at this week's Mature Basins Energy Symposium, where industry experts will discuss the future of Trinidad and Tobago's energy sector. Good morning, Xavier.
Morning. I'm happy to be here. Yep.
Thank you for being here. Now, you've had the opportunity to examine the Gala Point firsthand. What did you find when you arrived, and what immediately stood out to you?
Well, I think what immediately stands out to everyone there is that the beach itself, which is normally quite a flat beach, got lifted up significantly. So it's been really structurally deformed, right? Also, there's quite a lot of marine life that got exposed and unfortunately died in the process of this event. Just to clarify for folks, the marine life that we see there that perished, they did not wash ashore. They did not die because of some chemicals in the water, in the ocean. They were caught in the uplift of the beach itself, and they perished as they were exposed to the elements.
Mm-hmm. You know, the beach appears to have risen by nearly 20 feet, we're hearing, and the coastline itself has shifted. So from a geological standpoint now, how exactly does something like that happen?
So it's basically a large slump. So what that means is you could sort of picture like a landslide effect, right? The headland or the coastal area would have slipped downwards a bit, And that sort of leads to a seesaw effect. When one area goes down, the other area sort of comes up. So the area by the beach itself and even the shoreline itself got lifted upwards. So parts of the beach that was actually below the ocean, below the tides, right, actually got lifted out of the water in the process. How this really happens is that the area along the beach became unstable because of some fault moving in the area, and then that led to the collapse of the cliff or the beach, the areas where the forested areas are, and that area sort of slid downwards. As it slides downwards, it cannot move the beach itself further outward, so the beach itself sort of lifts up over itself. It starts to basically be thrusted over itself. So we call that the toe thrusting. And so the beach itself gets pushed upwards, and all of this happens actually quite instantaneously. So fast that it actually caught all of the marine life as it scooped itself up.
Wow. Okay, so this happened instantaneously. I know a lot of people have been asking whether the powerful earthquakes in Venezuela triggered what happened here. Is this something that takes a while to actually happen, or is it that that was a possibility with the earthquakes?
Yeah, so whenever there are major earthquakes in the region, right, they tend to cause faults in in Trinidad to activate, to open, to do various things. We would see that every time we have an earthquake, mud volcanoes across the country, they get a bit more active. They start to spew out a bit more mud and gas and stuff, right? And that really tells us that our faults in Trinidad are linked in an indirect way to many faults in Venezuela. So when this earthquake occurred in Venezuela, and it was a very major earthquake, it affected the Trinidad area indirectly through these faults. Wow. So in Galpa in particular, there's a fault that that actually moved here, which then caused the cliffside to become unstable. This is not the first time this has happened. Back in 2018, when we had a major earthquake closer to Trinidad, the Galfa area was affected as well. Very similarly, it got uplifted. Not as dramatic as this time, but it got uplifted. What really drew our attention last time was the damage that we saw at Los Cerros. And so the Los Cerros area was really affected, and it affected a lot of people's livelihood. In the Galfa area, we have much less communities, and there's a small village nearby, but really not many folks actually noticed that the beach had been uplifted back in 2018, but it did.
I know visitors have also noticed that there were some cracks in the ground, exposed faults, and I believe bubbling pools of oil. Can we talk about that now? Should we be concerned by what we're seeing, or are these, the expected consequences of that geological movement?
Oh, no, this is quite expected, right? In the Galfa area previously, it is quite well known to have oil immediately below the ground. Even some of the rocks exposed on the beach itself are chock full of oil. They look like black sandstones. You break a piece of that and it just smells like a gas station, right? And immediately where in some of your footage that you were just showing, there are actually oil wells drilled in that area. The company that operates this is called Steel Drum. So it's quite well known that the area has oil, and oil emanates from the area, oil seeps out of the area. Now we're seeing bubbling pools, right? So a lot of gas coming out and also oil coming out with it. And that's because the faults in this area got a chance to sort of open temporarily and allow some of this fluid to escape. So some very light oil is actually escaping on the beach right now. And this is quite natural, and it has happened before, so it's not any major concern.
Mm-hmm. Now, so is it safe to visit? Or, a lot of people obviously have been flocking to the area because it's just everybody wants pictures and wants to be a part of, history. What precautions should members of the public take if they plan to explore the site as well?
Well, yes, I would firstly say, I mean, in no instance should anyone put their hands inside all of this oil coming out of the ground, right? Just firstly stay away from that. You wouldn't do that anywhere else on a normal day. But yeah, generally the area is safe to visit. There's quite a lot of stuff that you can see there. We've already encouraged people in the fast to go to Galfa due to the amount of different minerals and pebbles and stuff you see along the beach in that area. It's very notorious for fool's gold called pyrite. It looks like gold. That's quite common at Galfa. The precautions, there's quite a lot of dead marine life, right? I can't stress that enough. It's hundreds of dead fish and all different sizes, stingrays, you name it. So, in that case, it's not necessarily, you got to watch where you're stepping, right? There's quite a lot of dead marine life around. Yeah.
Oh, and that's also a major blow to our marine life, especially in that area. What can be the ecological impacts of all of this?
No, not really. These were just the creatures that got caught in the uplift itself. Actually, a lot of this mud is now being washed offshore as the waves come in, and a lot of that actually attracts even further marine life to the area, right? So this is just the creatures that happen to be caught in this particular part of the slump itself. And the slump is not a humongous slump. It basically pushed the coastline out by about 100 or so feet. And this has happened many, many times before. And it has happened at low zero as well too. Very, very similar events.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up for us. I want to switch gears a little bit, but not totally switching gears, and talking a little bit about the Mature Basins Energy Symposium this week, Xavier. You're one of the presenters at the symposium. Firstly, how does the Gala Point event fit into the broader conversation about geology and exploration, the future of Tobago's energy industry going into this symposium? I'm pretty sure this will be a talking point as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, Trinidad's been exploring for and producing oil for more than 100 years now, right? We are by all means we are a mature province, meaning that we have many fields, if not all of our fields, have been producing for quite some time, and so we have to find more innovative ways of getting hydrocarbon out of the ground and finding further hydrocarbon. Right, and this is not just centered around Trinidad. It is a feature that we see quite around the world. That most oil fields around the world are becoming more and more mature. So, new ideas and technologies needed to be used and implemented to basically get these hydrocarbons out of the ground. And at Gala Point itself, there is a small oil field in that area that has been on production for quite some time, right? For decades. And so similarly, that company that's actually operating there, they are part of the Mature Basins Energy Symposium, and they will be presenting there. This symposium is headed by the Society of Petroleum Engineers, Trinidad and Tobago section. I am the program chair for the program itself, and the event itself kicks off on the 1st of July at Cara Suites. We had this event last year, and there were more than 200 or so folks from 40-something companies coming together to basically share what they've learned working in the Trinidad area and the region in terms of finding hydrocarbons in these mature areas and being able to find innovative ways of getting them out. Oil production in Trinidad and gas production has been on the decline, and so we need to find what are the next ways to be able to boost this production for our future. So a lot of companies are coming together to share their ideas. And with this, it helps propel companies to be able to produce better, become more efficient, and be able to work in a very much energy challenged world. where we have to find ways to secure our energy for our future.
Which brings me to my next question about the theme for this year's Mature Basins Symposium. It's unlocking hidden barrels. So break down that for us, and how does that translate into what the symposium is fundamentally going to address, and the main goals that you are personally aiming to achieve this week at the symposium?
Yeah, well, it's a famous saying that oil is found in the mines of men and women, I guess, right? In the mines, right? So you got to think quite innovatively to be able to find where this hydrocarbon will be below the ground. And we also have to, we know that it's there. We know that we have to find new techniques to be able to extract this and be able to get it out of the ground. So we know that it's around, and we know we have to find ways to be able to image it, to better access it, to be able to extract it, and be able to lift it out of the ground. So these are the hidden barrels. These are the barrels that persons before may have thought there may not have been sufficient there before. We are finding innovative ways to be able to make marginal oil and gas fields profitable and accessible, right? We are finding ways to be able to bring more hydrocarbon to the market effectively and economically. So that's the hidden barrels.
And now we're looking at the lineup, and we see a really impressive lineup of people attending. But we also see the keynote address is being delivered by the Minister of Energy. Would you be able to give us a preview of who else will be gathering at the Car Hotels, and what kind of local and international minds we can expect to network and collaborate with?
Yeah, so yes, the event itself, we're very proud that the event itself is being opened by the Honorable Ministers of Energy. There will also be presentations and panels involving various, pretty much all of the major oil and gas companies in Trinidad and Tobago. We also have presentations by ExxonMobil, who has recently entered Trinidad and exploring the deep water. We have presentations by all of the various service companies across the island who have well established themselves in Trinidad and have been able to find those innovative technologies for our basins. And we also have some great commercial discussions on how do we make these fields more effective and economic. How can we prolong the life of some of these fields? So we have members of the Ministry of Energy participating in panels, along with lots of local energy experts. At the end of the day, Trinidad's been in the oil and gas business for more than 100 years, and we have quite a lot of expertise here locally. And it's about a coming together of local experts, multinational companies, the national company itself, gas companies, and basically sharing our ideas in terms of how can we improve and learn from each other.
Thank you very much, Xavier, for joining us this morning and, clearing up everything happening at Gala Point. And we do wish you all the best in this Mature Basins Energy Symposium. We can't wait to see the highlights from your contribution there. So we'll talk to you soon.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a good day. Well, continuing to dissect the Gulf Point situation, that geological event, a very remarkable one indeed. And also that symposium happening on July 1st at Cara Hotels. It's called the Mature Basins Energy, Unlocking Hidden Barrels, New Frontiers in Mature Field Resilience. Well, as usual, thank you for being here with us. Don't forget, we have that final watch party. If you are excited for that, we'll tell you a little bit later on. That's taking place. If for all the football fans out there, it's definitely reaching that boiling point. We take a break, and when we come back, there's so much more on Trinidad and Tobago Today for you.
Parents looking for the ultimate summer experience for your children? This July, give them the perfect blend of academic excellence and creative expression right here in Tacarigua. Let their creativity soar at our Kids Summer Music Camp. From the sweet sounds of the steel pan to an exciting final ensemble, we keep your children engaged from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to secure the academic future? Empower your child with our intensive SEA and CSEC math boot camps with essential past paper practice. Invest in their future. Weekly rates for academic boot camps are just $400. Or get the complete 4-week package for $1,600. The full 4-week music camp for just $1,600 per camper. Call or WhatsApp 482-8011 right now to register. Give your child the head start they deserve.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on, you know.
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digital and I never regretted it.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
The Mother Church of the Anglican Diocese suffered significant damage during the earthquake of 2018. Efforts are underway to raise funds to restore this national heritage site. You are invited to make your donations with monthly deposits at any branch of the First Citizens Bank, account number 2696950, Marval Road Branch, in the name of the Incorporated Trustees of the Anglican Holy Trinity Cathedral Restoration.
Coming up, hot plates, cold drinks, and chilled vibes were the order of the month in Antigua and Barbuda. Top chefs, tasty menus, influencers, and foodies. The boxes were ticked, kitchens buzzing, and grills fired up. It's the one and only Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month. It's Caribbean Passport TV on TTT.
With school now out for the July-August vacation, many parents are looking for ways to keep their children safe, engaged, and emotionally supported while balancing work and other responsibilities. At the same time, children continue to navigate the effects of violence in our communities, online risks, and those everyday challenges that can impact their mental well-being. Joining us this morning is no stranger to the show, Naomi Francis, Outreach and Communications Officer at Childline Trinidad and Tobago, to discuss practical ways that families can protect children during the vacation, recognize when a child may be struggling, and learn more about the free confidential services available through Childline. Good morning, Naomi, and welcome back. Good to have you in studio this time.
Correct, yes.
This very important conversation now that school is out. Many parents, are working, they're juggling work, and some children can be home, some unattended, some with guardians. So from Childline's perspective, what are some of the biggest safety concerns for the July-August vacation?
So when we're speaking about keeping children safe during the vacation period, what we want parents and guardians and the public in general to understand is that violence is such a rampant issue within our society, violence and harm. And we wanted to share that in 2025, from our statistics, that over 300 children reached out to us via our helpline services. And within the things that they reveal various forms of violence and harm against them. This included physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, neglect, and bullying. And the statistics showed that 4 out of 10 of the perpetrators of the violence against the children were actually caregivers. 16% were actually other adults known to the child, and 14% of the perpetrators were actually other peers. So when we're speaking about keeping children safe during the vacation period, we understand that the children are out of schools, but now they are in their homes. And for many children in Trinidad and Tobago, homes are not necessarily a safe space. So what we really wanted to bring to the public's attention when it comes to keeping children safe during the vacation period and beyond is that in order to reach there and in order to achieve that goal of keeping children safe, we need to push for a social reform. And we're not necessarily talking about law or policy when we speak about this. We're talking about a mindset shift. Right? A mindset shift where we are asking the public to choose to protect children, choose to speak up for them, choose to be their advocates, because the children are not safe in their schools because there is violence rampant in schools, and it seems as though they're not safe at homes either. So in order to push the agenda of ensuring that our children are in happy environments, environments where they feel safe and protected, we need the public to engage with the efforts that child protection agencies all across Trinidad and Tobago are calling for, which is to make child protection their business.
Yeah. Now, digital safety has also become just as important as physical safety. What should parents be looking out for when it comes to, social media? A lot of gaming these days and online interactions, and they have, these relationships and these communities and all of that. It can be scary.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what should parents be looking out for in this digital environment?
So what we would mainly ask parents for is to set healthy boundaries. So we understand that social media has the good it has the good effects and it also has the bad effects. And we hope that parents are aware of both of those sides of social media and what is available on the internet. Children can be sucked into many different categories, things on the internet that are not necessarily good for their personal development or their mental health, especially when it comes to social media. So we are just asking that parents be aware that children need healthy boundaries to be enforced when it comes to their internet usage and their social media. We heavily encourage the use of parental controls, right, especially for children under the age of 13 years old. Right, so we would definitely advocate for those things to help children remain safe in the digital space because it's such a wide, vast area, and you wouldn't want your children to get lost or caught up through addiction of any sort, video games, social media, when it comes to engaging with social media and the internet.
And other simple steps, families looking on this morning can take to prepare their children for emergencies, whether it's getting lost when they're going out, staying home with an older sibling, or just knowing when and who to call for help.
Exactly. So we definitely want parents to begin to engage in healthy parent-child communication, right? And through communication efforts, your children would learn what is right, what is wrong, how persons are meant to speak to them, how they are not meant to speak to them, how they should be touched, how they should not be touched. So when it comes to keeping your child safe and preparing them for different emergencies, especially when they go out to vacation groups, so they would have their camps, they would have different activities, they would possibly be going out with their school on different trips, right? So there are a lot of activities that children engage in during the vacation period. So ensuring that your child understands who are the persons who are meant to protect them, their teachers, their parents, knowing their phone numbers, and understanding basic things in terms of personal autonomy and respect in relation to themselves and others is very important as we send them out in various activities where they'll be in groups, or they may possibly just be among small groups of friends when they go out and engage during the vacation period.
Now, children today are also being exposed to violence in many forms, Naomi, whether it's in their communities, at home, or even through, sadly, constant news coverage. Now, what impact can this really have on a child's mental health? Now that we're just switching gears and moving a little bit away from the school vacation for a bit, I just want to touch on that.
Yeah, so, okay, child mental health in a society where violence is rampant, right? It definitely, exposure to violence definitely has an effect on children's sense of safety, their personal development, and their emotional and psychological well-being, right? But when we speak about child mental health in a violent society, what we want persons to understand is that we cannot prevent or unfortunately predict the types of harm that children may encounter within their lifetime. So when we speak about child mental health, we are within a society such as ours and the world in general, we are really asking the question of how can parents prepare their children to deal with the challenges that they may have to face within the present society. And the answer to that lies in building strong protective factors for children. So protective factors are like attributes that individuals have that mitigate risk, right? So self-confidence, self-esteem, self-worth, value for oneself and value for others. These are the kind of attributes that will allow children to navigate these challenges that they may encounter: bullying, peer pressure, different types of violence and harm that may come their way. We have a very large scale, I wouldn't say large scale, but we have a serious issue of grooming that occurs online spaces, in real life. So developing these factors within our children, these attributes, is very important when it comes to child mental health and dealing with the challenges that society presents.
Now, Naomi, sometimes children just don't have the words to really explain how they're feeling. But are there any warning signs that parents and caregivers looking on this morning can really watch out for to know that, hey, my child is struggling?
Yes. Okay. So a lot of the issues, especially in our recent report that we would have put out this year, in light of our 25th anniversary, we would have highlighted that many of the issues that children face are psychosocial and emotional well-being challenges, such as depression, suicidal ideation, self-harm. We would have mentioned that a lot of them engage in substance abuse and misuse. And for a lot of families, the warning signs could include things like withdrawal, right? A child, especially when it comes to self-harm, children suddenly covering up and hiding themselves, hiding their bodies, especially if they're engaging in those acts of violence against themselves. Engaging with the persons that they ought not to be engaging with, right? When it comes to acts of sexual violence and grooming, especially when they're on their phones, they are not coming home as they are supposed to in time after school, meaning that they may be outside doing something else. So we need, as parents, to be vigilant on the changes in behavior that our children may be displaying, so that we could identify whether or not they are okay. And it could happen through simple conversations, and it could happen through just being observant of the child's behavior for over a period of time.
Now, let's talk a little bit about Childline's services, Naomi. Many people know Childline for that very famous hotline, that helpline that has helped so many children and families across the country. But not everyone knows the full range of services that you provide. Can you tell us what support is available for parents and children and the other services provided from Childline?
Yes. So Childline, we are a child protection NGO that provide mental health and psychosocial support for children and youth up until age 25 years in Trinidad and Tobago. And we also provide support for families, parents and guardians who may be dealing with child matters that they may not be sure how to handle. So a lot of parents may not know how to handle the cases of suicidal ideation in their children, self-harm, depression, and anxiety, right? Those are very complex challenges that may put people off guard, may throw them off guard, especially when it is their child that is exhibiting these signs and symptoms. So we are here for parents who want to get guidance from trained active listeners on these topics, and we are fully capable of providing referrals so that they can be directed to the social support services available to them in Trinidad and Tobago for further support, right? So that's what we provide for parents and guardians, and we heavily encourage them to reach out to us for support on those matters. And for children, our helpline, 24/7 available for call via 800-4321, or if they're comfortable through text message, through our website at childlinett.org, or our My Childline app, which is our free mobile app available on the Google Play and App Store. Right.
And we actually have that information on the screen for you as well. So if you, just want to take a snippet of that as well, it's right there for you. Naomi, also, there's often a stigma that's surrounding asking for help. What would you say to families this morning who may be hesitant to contact Childline because they're worried that they're going to be judged?
At Childline, the mandate is confidential, judgment-free assistance. We want to help families and children across Trinidad and Tobago. There is no need for a child to have to deal with these complex matters on their own. There's no need for parents to be ill-equipped to help their children handle these matters on their own. We see no need for that. So at Childline, we definitely encourage the public of Trinidad and Tobago to reach out. We are here to service and to help you all to get through these matters.
Yeah. Well, Naomi, before you go, just remind us of how you can reach Childline once again.
Yes, so you're going to call 800-4321, or you're going to message us on our live web chat or WhatsApp through childlinett.org or the My Childline app.
All right. Thank you very much, Naomi, for being with us today. And if you know someone who needs support, or if you are someone who needs support, please remember that you can contact Childline, and their services are absolutely free and confidential. So please reach out if you need some help. We'll talk to you soon, Naomi. We really hope to have you back to continue this conversation, especially now this July-August vacation period. All right. Well, just about 4 minutes before the top of the hour, we take a short break, then Carrie's up next with the major network news. I'll see you inside hour number 2 of Trinidad and Tobago Today.
I'm Jamila Bannister, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays 6 p.m., Tuesdays 1:10 p.m.
What if possibility was only the beginning? Welcome to Limitless, a journey where ideas become action and action becomes impact. From breaking barriers and challenging misconceptions to designing with dignity and driving innovation with heart. This series explores how inclusion is moving from concept to community in Trinidad and Tobago. Across each episode, we meet the change makers and everyday leaders turning challenges into opportunity, building real solutions that change real lives, from possibility to impact. This is Limitless.
news anytime, anywhere. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
long drives, or house lives.
We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar. This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories.
It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, got you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
Good morning. This is your CDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Alarm and fascination with the geological changes at Galfa after the twin earthquakes in Venezuela have scientists examining how recent events unfolded. Investigators found marine life washed ashore and uplifted sections of ground, raising concerns about the effects of seismic activity across the region.
That when an earthquake does happen in Trinidad, we need to know what to do in those few seconds when it is happening.
Words from geoscientist and exploration manager at Touchstone Exploration, Xavier Munan, who underscored the urgent need for readiness. He explained that although the earthquakes in Venezuela did not directly impact Trinidad, the transmission of seismic energy along fault lines may be telling a more complex story about changes to the island's coastal landscape.
The coastline itself would have shifted a bit southward, just about 100 feet. It's not a huge impact, right, to the sea itself. Literally just piece of the shoreline and piece of what would have been the seabed in that area was scooped out and lifted out of the water.
Marine life was swept up in the surge, left strewn on the shoreline. However, despite the sudden disturbance, Mr. Munan emphasized that these coastal changes are temporary.
The Los Rios area and other parts of the south coast of Trinidad, where areas along the south coast have collapsed, and it would have temporarily changed the shape of the coastline, changed the height of the beach and stuff. Over time, the material that's been lifted up out of the water and exposed now, that's gonna weather over time, and the beach will eventually restore itself.
Mr. Munan urged visitors to exercise caution when traveling to the area, noting that cracked roads and saturated soils and rocks from recent heavy rainfall may be unstable. In other news, a newly launched Public Information and Communications Unit by the Trinidad and Tobago Municipal Police Service aims to foster public confidence while keeping the communities informed and engaged. Minister of Rural Development and Local Government Khadija Amin championed the move, noting that it is crucial for modern policing.
Public safety is strengthened when communities are informed. Trust is strengthened when we have transparency through our communicating. Partnerships are strengthened when citizens feel engaged and included. This unit will serve as the official bridge between the municipal police and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. It has to ensure that information flows openly, responsibly, and effectively.
Head of the Municipal Police Service, Assistant Commissioner Wayne Maistar, said that the unit is committed to forging meaningful relationships with communities and delivering results.
But let me make something equally clear. The communication unit will not just be a one-way microphone. It will be a two-way conversation. Our citizens will speak, we will listen. Our communities will raise concerns, we will respond. Our officers will share ideas and the leadership will hear them. This is how trust is built. One conversation at a time, one story at a time, one relationship at a time.
Taking a look at some sport now. The Trinidad and Tobago Table Tennis Association has confirmed the safe return of its delegation from Caracas, Venezuela, following the recent earthquake. Athletes Chloe Fraser and Josiah Joseph, along with team official Ernest Fraser and coach Gershwin Joseph, all returned home safely. In a media release, the association expressed gratitude to the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs and the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs for their swift coordination and thanked supporters for their concern and praise. And that's what's making the news this time. After the break, Virmala comes back with our number 2 of Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Whatever the skies bring, stay prepared with TTT weather. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Wait, Grandma, is this your recipe book? Wait, this is like the holy grail of your family, right?
Why don't you ladies make the ginger snaps? People seem to really like them. We need to have a fundraising event to raise some money for the children's clinic.
Just think about all those kiddies at the clinic.
I know it sounds romantic to leave everything behind to bake bread and muffins, but this isn't us. We haven't worked here in 20 years.
I'm from the Great National Trust Bank.
2 weeks.
That gives you until the 24th.
But I mean, that's Christmas Eve.
Have you thought about entering the Grand Prix?
The what?
This isn't just some game for bored housewives. This is baking, and you're rolling with the big boys now.
We got a contest to win.
Yeah, we do.
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago Today on TTT. Well, located on the southern coast of Trinidad, the village of Maruga isn't a gem waiting to be discovered. From the unhurried tempo of village life to the unadulterated landscape and the vestiges of a long-gone era still wrestling against time, Maruga is not somewhere you stumble upon. It's a place that feels purposely removed. Join Carrie Roberts now to see what has been waiting in the southern coastal community for this installment of Right Here.
There's a certain kind of quiet you don't experience very often anymore. Well, with the dizzying pace of modernization, the constant need for everything to happen faster and faster, and the little black box in our hands keeping us plugged into work, the news, notifications, emails, everything. Real calm is hard to come by. The fishing village of Maruga feels far removed from the humdrum of it all and has managed to preserve this unforced tranquility, reflected in the mellow pulse of the community, the leisurely deportment of the villagers, and the seemingly sacred hush of nature itself. This is the kind of place where a visit offers a healthy disconnect and a mental reset from an overstimulated lifestyle. Speaking of connections, we begin this visit with a relic that once linked plantations during the colonial days. Today's adventure takes us to the southeastern village of Maruga, one that is rich in culture, history, and natural gems. For our first stop, we are here at the Spring Bridge in Maruga, which is one of only two in Trinidad. Spanning the River of Hope, the Maruga Suspension Bridge, also known as the La Rufa Spring Bridge, was first constructed in 1899 by the British colonial government with the supervision of then Director of Public Works, Walsh Wrightson. Its primary purpose was to allow the passage of produce-laden mules, transporting hand-picked cocoa and coffee from nearby estates to collection points. It also allowed access to the La Rufa jetty, where the cash crops would be collected by the round-the-island steamboat for export. Beyond their estates, it provided the local fishing and agricultural communities a way to bring their catch and crops to wider markets. Today, the bridge is but a shell of its former self, yet it is a protected historical monument. Its purpose declined in the 1970s in tandem with the local cocoa industry and eventually collapsed in 1993. It suffered another major collapse in 1998 when a truck attempted crossing. While the structure still stands, it is now in a state of disrepair and disuse, as it is no longer safe or fit for purpose. A Bailey Bridge has since been installed to serve the La Rufa community, linking the past and present. Here, there are no chair and umbrella rentals, no tents, no speakers blasting music, no lines for bacon shark, just the whisper of the wind and the sounds of the sea. At Grand Chemin Beach, the vast coastal landscape offers a true escape from the crowds, the noise, the man-made. This seemingly untouched expanse, unmarred by modern development, invites calm and possesses serenity that is increasingly elusive in the bustle of life today. It's evident that Maruga has long found the formula to preserve this hallowed quiet. Originally settled by tribes of the Warao people, Grand Chemin, along with the nearby Maruga River, was central to a network of land routes and waterways they used to maintain trade with neighboring Venezuela. Later, in 1498, it was reputed to be the place where Spanish-employed Italian mercenary Christopher Columbus first landed in Trinidad during his third voyage to the falsely labeled New World, later claiming credit for discovering the already populated island for the Spanish crown. Local tradition holds that he erected a white cross at the location, and in 2012, local artist Eric Lewis installed a monument to commemorate the historic occasion. Sadly, it was subsequently lost due to coastal erosion 4 years later. A 30-foot statue of St. Peter at the location was also removed to prevent it meeting a similar fate. Aside from the remnants of Maruga's history, Grand Chemin Beach is where the churning waters of the Columbus Channel meet with a rugged expanse of beachfront. Unlike the pale-colored, tufted sands of the north coast, here it is ochre-tinted and compacted, making the several-mile-long shoreline a rich color and mostly flat. Depressions scattered across the beachscape create tidal pools with a mirror-like sheen. The coast is guarded by dramatic sandstone formations and hidden caves carved into surreal shapes, layers of rocks sculpted over time by wind and water, standing as quiet markers of the area's natural history. In some areas, these formations create pockets of shade and shelter, while in others, they open up to the sweeping coastal views. Fishing boats can sometimes be seen pulled up along the sand, a subtle reminder of the community that exists alongside the scenery. It's not curated or commercial, it's lived in, and that authenticity is part of its appeal. Beyond its physical beauty, Maruga holds a certain stillness that's becoming harder to find. There's a sense that time moves a little differently here, unhurried, uninterrupted. Whether it's the sound of waves rolling in or the breeze moving through the trees, the experience isn't about spectacle, it's about presence. And in a country known for its energy and constant motion, places like this offer something just as valuable: space to pause, to reflect, and to reconnect with the quieter side of Trinidad that continues to endure. I'm Carrie Roberts, giving you a glimpse into the paradise we have right here.
As we reach the midpoint of the year, many people are taking stock of where they are, what they've accomplished, and what still lies ahead. June is recognized as Rebuild Your Life Month, a reminder that setbacks don't have to define us. Whether it's in business, our careers, or our personal lives, every challenge presents an opportunity to reset, refocus, and start again. Joining us this morning is entrepreneur Nakia Mohammed, founder of NMK Designs and Printing. After facing a major setback that threatened her business, she rebuilt it while balancing the demands of entrepreneurship and motherhood. Today, she's using those experiences to encourage others to persevere, adapt, and keep moving forward. Good morning, Nakia, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Now, June is recognized as Rebuild Your Life Month. What does that mean to you personally, and why do you think it resonates with so many people?
You know, as you rightfully said just now, you know, when you have setbacks in life, you don't allow that to define who you are. So rebuilding is about repositioning, changing your mindset, finding your purpose in this life. Now, because of our situation, I had no choice but to find new ways to find ourselves out here.
Now, you've spoken openly about experiencing a significant setback in your business. So can you take us back to that moment? What was going through your mind and what happened?
So I was the co-founder, before NMK Designs and Printing, I was the co-founder of a seafood company with my husband. Now, we used to sell packaged fish, do deliveries throughout the country. And my main role was to do the social media management, the branding, you know, marketing the business and find unique ways to stand out from the competition. And, you know, I really love this business. And when we would have purchased a van, and 4 days after, the van was stolen with all our equipment, the fish bins. And it was very devastating, you know, to see an empty space. When you come downstairs, after you work so hard to reach, because the business was growing, and to come and see that, it was very devastating for us. So through that, you know, it kind of left us a little confused, you know, what to do next, where to start off. And at that time when that happened, we were not only starting alone, but we had a daughter, right? She probably was a year at that time. So I really had no choice but to find a different way to do something that would be able to take care of my family and also find a life for myself and rebuild myself. Now, because of the skills and the knowledge I would have learned or done through the seafood company is the reason why I would have been able to, you know, deviate and start the branding and graphics business, which has become more valuable to Caribbean businesses today.
You know, Nakia, many people see successful businesses, but they never hear about the difficult chapters. And
Correct.
You know, I'm really sorry that you know that had to happen to you. But of course, as you are a living testament of this, you know,
Yes.
things have to go a certain way before they get a lot better for you, and you are absolutely living proof of that. So, what were some of the biggest lessons that you learned from having to rebrand and recalibrate and go again?
Now, you can't allow the setback to stop you from, you know, your purpose in life. all you have to do is find different ways. You have to keep going. Each setback or each obstacle, as you know, obstacles come daily and challenges come daily. So now you have to, these challenges not only help you learn about yourself, but it also change your mindset. It also kind of challenge you to be creative, be innovative in what you are currently doing and find your purpose in this life.
Now, for entrepreneurs, Nakia, who may feel discouraged because things haven't gone according to plan this year, where do you recommend that they begin again if they want to reset and refocus?
So what you have to do is don't use the obstacle as a way to define your future, because that's just one chapter of your life. You have so many different chapters in your story. So yes, feel the pain, go through the emotions, but don't let that stop you from moving forward. You know, there's so many things out here that you can do in terms of businesses. There's so many. In building a business, there's so many work that you have to do, especially showing up professionally, especially branding for the business and marketing, that you cannot allow these setbacks to stop you from your purpose. You have customers looking on, you have people cheering you on, even if you have a family. So you have to be strong and you have to keep going, no matter the obstacles. Keep it going.
Now, branding is a big part of what you do, Nakia.
Yes.
So why is having a strong professional brand so important, especially for small businesses who want to stand out?
Now, with the increase in technology, with social media, the rise in competition, because, you know, a lot of people are waking up and understanding that, here's what, yes, I may have a job, but your only job, one source of income is not enough, especially when becoming an entrepreneur. Now, oh gosh, my chain of mine. Right, with the increase in technology and social media, you have no choice but to find creative ways to stand out. So that means professional branding. Well, branding is no longer an option right now. It is a necessity for businesses to move forward. Because entrepreneurs now have to find creative ways. They now have to show up professionally, because, you know, a lot of Caribbean businesses, they take branding as it's just a logo, but it's that whole customer experience, is the content that you post as well. Now, a lot of people don't understand how important it is to brand. The more professional you are, the higher your chances of increasing sales for the business. And that is one of our downfalls as entrepreneurs in the Caribbean.
Now, you're also a mother.
Yes.
How have you managed to balance family life with demands, all the demands of running a business, and particularly during your challenging times? I know you spoke about your child as well earlier.
Yes, so before I used to try to be perfect with everything, and now having a toddler and trying to be perfect, there is no such thing as being perfect with motherhood. So what I have to do, what I usually do, is prioritize. There are days when the business may need more time, and there are days when I would just have to prioritize my family and make sure they are good.
So looking back now, is there anything that you would tell your younger self, Nakia, or someone who's currently facing a setback? What would you tell them that will probably help to keep them going this morning?
Stay focused, move forward, find different ways to be creative. Don't let that stop you from your real purpose. And network, increase your network. Be around people who have businesses, especially if you have a business. Be around other people who have businesses. They will keep you motivated. And stay true in your purpose, have your vision, and work towards it. Little steps daily adds up to big results, and you just have to keep moving.
Well, okay, before I let you go, as we enter the second half of the year, what's one piece of advice that you would give to someone who's probably thinking, nah, it's too late, you know, to achieve anything this year? We're already halfway through the year. I don't know if I should actually start doing something or embark on a new plan. What would you say to that person?
There is no such thing like that. Now, we are in the second half. You still have time. Don't wait until 2027. It has some people who usually wait every New Year's resolution that I'm going to do this for my business. I'm going to do that. No. If you want to be on the second half, review what you would have said you would have done in the first half. If you have not done it, you still have time. Applaud yourself for doing what you said you would have done and the different things for your business that you said you have not done as yet. You still have time. Review it, find different strategies. If you have to invest in yourself some more, invest in your branding for your business, do that, but don't let the year pass without you doing what you said you would do for your business.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. Also, thank you for sharing a vulnerable experience and moment with us. We know that must have been really hard for you to relive, and we're so sorry that you had to relive that. But also, we're so happy and thankful that you can share this with us and show us how you use that setback to end up where you are now. And now you are inspiring so many people. And this morning, our viewers are definitely grateful for that. So thank you with that, and thank you for joining us, and also all the success with NMK Designs and printing and going forward as an entrepreneur. All right, Nakia, we'll talk to you soon, and hopefully we can see something special from NMK Designs on the show sometime soon. The time now, 7:25. Remember, we have that final watch party coming up in just the coming days, I would say. So all you have to do is head across to our social media channels to get all the information that you need. And for all the stories that you see here and more, follow us at TTT Live Online. If you have a story, idea, a press release, or you want to collaborate with us, we'd love to hear from you. Contact us today at tttoday@ttt.co.tt, and you can be a part of the conversation that's shaping our nation. Trinidad and Tobago Today, news you can trust and the stories that matter.
The plays that shake the arenas. The stories that move a nation. From football to cricket, track to tennis, every win, every rivalry, every headline. This is where Trinidad and Tobago come for sports.
TTT Sports. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live Online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by...
Coming up, hot plates, cold drinks, and chill vibes were the order of the month in Antigua and Barbuda. Top chefs, tasty menus, influencers, and foodies. The boxes were ticked, kitchens buzzing, and grills fired up. It's the one and only Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month. It's Caribbean Passport TV on TTT.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Grandma, is this your recipe book? Wait, this is like the holy grail of your family, right?
Why don't you ladies make the ginger snaps? People seem to really like them. We need to have a fundraising event to raise some money for the children's clinic.
Just think about all those kiddies at the clinic.
and Tobago continues to make its mark on the international sporting stage, and our next guest has just added another chapter to that story. Now, we spoke to her when she was getting ready for this, and now she's back. And at the recent IPF World Classic Powerlifting Championship, she delivered the best performance ever by a Trinidad and Tobago athlete at the competition, and she finished with an impressive 5th in the world in the heavyweight division. Joining us this morning, no stranger to the show, Zara Padier, currently ranked world number 5, to tell us about the journey to that historic finish and the discipline behind competing at the highest level and what's next as she continues representing the 868 on the international stage. Hi, Zara. Congrats.
Thank you.
We spoke to you how long ago? Maybe just a few weeks?
A few weeks ago, yeah.
Right when you were preparing to head out.
Yes, correct.
I feel like I was part of that success with you because we went into that with you. So yeah. I'm going to just take a little piece of that there. Of course. Okay, great. So how do you feel? What does this mean to you? I mean, this is a huge feat.
Yes.
Has it really soaked in yet?
No, but one thing I want to add is that the males did an impressive job this year. We have a first place for the first time breaking world records, Rondell Hunt. We have a 3rd place for the first time, Joseph McDonald. So me being 5th compared to the guys, it's a little bit underwhelming, but at the same time, being the first female to accomplish it, it's really good. It's a really good feeling.
Yeah. Now take us back to competition day. What was going through your mind as you stepped onto the platform to compete against the world's best, being one of the best yourself?
Being surrounded by the top in the world itself, it is very nerve-wracking in the back, but that day I had Joseph McDonald handling me. He's a very hyper guy, so he keeps me very focused and very energetic and ready for the lifts itself. So that day felt more of a weight off my shoulders because of him. And at the same time, it was that I just couldn't play my own game. I can't compete against these girls that are how much ever heavier than I am. So I have to just play my own game, and that was what my plan was, and then it worked out.
It definitely did work out. Now, powerlifting, as we spoke about before, is as much a mental challenge as it is a physical one. So how do you prepare yourself mentally before attempting those really big lifts? Wow.
I think that I take my time. I enjoy the music that I'm listening to.
Okay.
So anything I put on, like a little piano, Afrobeat, something like that to calm myself.
Right.
And I really get into the music itself. And if you think about the weights, you probably will get into your head a little bit.
Okay.
So I always try my best to not focus on what I'm going to lift, but focus on what I want to be executed at the end of it. So that's my main goal.
Now, walk us through your training. What does a typical week and then the day before the training and the hours before the event, what does it all look like for you competing at the highest level? It's intense, I'm sure.
It is, because I am full-time. I still work full-time, like everyone else. And I'm still a full-time athlete at the same time. So sometimes after 8-hour shift day, you don't want to train after 10 o'clock at night, but you have no choice. Because the fact is that you want to be better in some form, in some way, and represent the country. So a typical day for me would be like 8-hour shift, and then I would head into a 3 to 4 hour training, and then sleep, wake up the next day, do it all over again, the same thing. And like 4 times a week I do that, which is a lot on your body after a while, but you tend to get used to it because you love it.
What about meals?
What about?
Meals.
The meals?
Nutrition.
Oh, meals. Oh. So I have a meal prep nutritionist. So I'm gonna mention her. That's Grab and Go Gourmet. She has taken our stress off of me because somebody who's working constantly, training constantly, I don't want to sign up a day that I'm off and meal prep. Nobody wants to sign up and do that. It's a long process. So I have someone that I gave my macros to.
Okay.
And she will actually give me meals that fulfill everything. From breakfast to desserts to lunch 3 times a day.
You said dessert, so you still enjoy dessert
as well? Of course. I'm in a super heavy weight class. I don't want to focus on my weight, which is great for me. So I get she helps me make sure I fuel throughout every session. And even when I leave, like she kind of helps me count my macros also when I leave to go competition.
Now, every athlete faces setbacks along the way. Were there moments when you questioned that journey to that 5th place?
100%. I think nationals was my biggest question as to why should I continue? Because life stuff happened and I dropped a bunch of weight. And for any powerlifter knows when you drop too much weight, it becomes so strenuous in the training session itself that it made it very difficult to try and continue. But if I knew if I give up this early, what's the sense even starting for in the first place? So, yeah.
And representing the 868 on the world stage really comes with pride, but also the challenges. What kind of support has really helped you to push through?
Support will be from my family, from my team members, even from my job. They help sponsor a part of my funding to go towards Lithuania, because Lithuania is very far. Anybody who knows it's very, very far. So they were very helpful in that aspect also, in that process. And co-workers and stuff. So more or less it's people around that will help. And obviously more, as we get more popular, as time goes on, I know more things will come and more support will come from everyone else.
So now that you've reached the world's top 5, Zara, what's next for you?
Commonwealth. I have to win Commonwealth. It sounds kind of prideful in a way, but Commonwealth is my next goal because I've already won Pan Am already. I want to win Commonwealth and hopefully eventually win Worlds. So that is my stepping stone. So that is my goal right now for this year.
And shameless plug, we're going to be a part of that with you because we know you'll take us along for the journey. Finally, if there's one lesson that this journey has taught you, Zara, you know, it can even go beyond sport. What would it be?
Sometimes giving up too early or not starting at all hinders you from being better in the end. And when I say that is that I was so fearful to even start any kind of strength sports because of the stigma behind it with women, of being too masculine. And I didn't want to be that, like any other woman. But I realized that from encouragement from my best friends, from guys in the gym, that I shouldn't be fearful of that. Why be scared? And I held back for a few years well. So now starting this 2 years ago and realizing how far I reached in 2 years, I can imagine what happened in the next 2 years. You know, if I continue pushing this way I'm going. So I think life is just need to realize that sometimes you need to just do what is scary for you. Take a risk sometimes. So yeah.
Well, congrats again,
Thank you.
Zara, on an outstanding achievement. To be ranked among the top 5 powerlifters in the world is no small feat at all. And you've really given Trinidad and Tobago another reason to celebrate on the international stage. And thanks for joining us. And we'll see you on your next journey. And you'll give us an update on that. All right, 7:37, that's the time. And as we told you, football fever is reaching boiling point. Don't watch the finals from your couch when you can experience it with a crowd that's just as passionate as you. Sunday, July 19th, all roads lead to the Mecca. That's 11A Maruga Road, Port of Spain. Digital and the TTT Limited Media Network present Game On, the finale. It's the ultimate watch party experience. Who will lift the trophy? Get ready to feel the energy, the excitement, and the passion for the biggest match of the tournament on giant screens with giveaways, along with special after-show performances from your favorite artists. And admission is free. So to gain your entry, all you have to do, secure your exclusive pass. Log on now to Island Tickets to get yours today. Gates open at 1 p.m., so come early. Don't miss a moment. For more details, stay locked into the TTT Limited Media Network, Sweet 100.1 FM, Next 99.1 FM, and Talk City 91.1 FM. Game On, the finale. Don't just watch it, experience it. Powered by Digicel, Real Connections, and the TTT Limited Media Network. We take a break and come back.
Parents looking for the ultimate summer experience for your children? This July, give them the perfect blend of academic excellence and creative expression right here in Tacarigua. Let their creativity soar at our Kids Summer Music Camp. From the sweet sounds of the steel pan to an exciting final ensemble, we keep your children engaged from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to secure the academic future? Empower your child with our intensive SEA and CSEC math boot camps with essential past paper practice. Invest in their future. Weekly rates for academic boot camps are just $400. Or get the complete 4-week package for $1,600. The full 4-week music camp for just $1,600 per camper. Call or WhatsApp 482-8011 right now to register. Give your child the head start they deserve.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going like,
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digital and I never regretted it.
TTT weather with Zaina James, daily at 7 p.m.
Hi everybody, I am Leah.
And I'm Dion.
And we are
The Duncans.
Listen, we're here to tell you about a project the Lord has given to us called the Marriage Confessional. It is geared toward married couples, those that are on the road to marriage, and those that want to get married one day.
So join us on TTT and on Facebook and YouTube at TTT Live Online.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
There are a number of risk factors for heart disease, so a lot of attention has to be put towards preventive cardiology. What can we do to reduce the burden due to all these risk factors? Hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, need to stop cigarette smoking, you gotta get people exercising.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
A total of 17,509 students will be able to access their SEA results at 11 p.m. on July 2nd through the Ministry of Education's online SEA portal, marking a key milestone for thousands of pupils preparing to transition into secondary school. The ministry confirmed that results will be available exclusively online, with no hard copies being distributed to schools. Parents and guardians will need information from the student's SEA admission slip, including date of birth, student number, and admission number, to log in and view results. Private candidates who have misplaced their admission slips are being advised to contact the ministry's examinations department for assistance in obtaining replacement. The ministry says additional guidance and support materials will be shared via its social media platforms ahead of the release to help families navigate the process. And a warning for motorists who use the Beetham Highway daily. Police are investigating a new robbery tactic targeting drivers. According to reports, motorists are now being flagged down by another driver who tells them to stop and check an issue with their vehicle. When they pull over, they are allegedly approached by men who rob them of cash, jewelry, and other valuables. Police in the Port of Spain division say they are aware of reports and have increased patrols along both sides of the highway. And Trinidad and Tobago has launched a nationwide relief campaign for earthquake-ravaged Venezuela, with collection points opened across the country and a disaster relief fund established for donations. Now, the drive is being coordinated by the government, disaster response agencies, and private sector partners. The public is being asked to donate approved items, including medical supplies, hygiene products, non-perishable food, bottled water, mattresses, and cots. Now, monetary donations can also be made to the Disaster Relief Fund Venezuela through First Citizens Bank. Authorities say arrangements are being made to ensure relief supplies reach affected communities in Venezuela. Now, the death count, we will have an update for you in just a bit with that. And in some regional news, 4 young women killed. 4 teenagers have died following a devastating single vehicle crash on Shirley Street in New Providence, the Bahamas, in the early hours of Sunday morning. And police are saying that a Mazda sedan carrying 8 occupants lost control and crashed into a tree shortly after 1 a.m. near Church Street. 3 of the victims were pronounced dead at the scene, while a 4th later died at hospital. Several of the passengers were said to be close friends from Cat Island, with reports indicating they were returning from a social gathering before the crash. 4 others survived the incident but sustained injuries, with 1 male passenger remaining in critical condition. And in other news, all 47 passengers and crew aboard the inter-island ferry Apple Cider have been safely rescued following an incident in the Basse-Terre Harbour in St. Kitts and Nevis. The Prime Minister, Dr. Terence M. Drew, visited the JN France General Hospital on Monday, where he confirmed that all passengers were safe and thanked emergency response teams, hospital staff and civilians for their swift rescue efforts. Video circulating on social media showed the ferry experiencing difficulties before submerging shortly after departing Basse-Terre for Nevis, with passengers seen in life jackets awaiting rescue. In a statement, Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Denzel Douglas expressed relief that no lives were lost, while also reflecting on the 1970 MV Christina tragedy, urging that the memory of the disaster not be forgotten. All right, the time now, just about 14 minutes before 8 o'clock. Don't forget, we'll see you at that finals viewing party in just a few weeks. We take a break and come back with our final guest on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
long drives, or house lives. We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition. It's memories.
It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, got you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
Hi everybody, I am Leah.
And I'm Dion.
And we are
The Duncans.
Listen, we're here to tell you about a project the Lord has given to us called the Marriage Confessional. It is geared toward married couples, those that are on the road to marriage, and those that want to get married one day.
So join us on TTT and on Facebook and YouTube at TTT Live Online.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
Your news, anytime, anywhere. TTT News brings you the facts that matter most, on air and online. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Fast-paced, high-scoring, and packed with excitement, small goal football has become one of the fastest-growing formats of the game in TNT. Over the past 6 years, Kings of the Cage, or KOC, has grown into one of the country's premier 4v4 football competitions, bringing together top players, passionate fans, and an exciting atmosphere both on and off the court. Returning this year is KOC 3+3, the Hexa, promising another thrilling season of competition, including a $50,000 grand prize, the return of defending champion Squad Elite, who are chasing a historic third consecutive title, and plenty of entertainment for football lovers. Joining us this morning is Ronaldo Alexander, founder and CEO of Kings of the Cage. Good morning, Ronaldo. Welcome.
Morning. Thanks for having me. Morning.
You're most welcome. Now, Kings of the Cage is now celebrating its 6th year. Looking back, how has the tournament evolved since it first started?
It's evolved great, immensely from Edition 1, which was in 2020. We paused for COVID, and we outgrew the outdoor facility and took it to the indoor, where we see the largest indoor sporting crowd, which was like 1,350 people last year inside Bologna.
Oh. Now, for viewers who may not be familiar with 4v4 small goal football, that's definitely a mouthful. What makes this version of the game so exciting and different from traditional football?
Because it's fast-paced, you have to think quicker. It's a smaller side to the big field game. So all decision making must be faster, your vision must be quicker. Everything just has to be quicker while playing the game. Than the more time you have on the bigger field.
I'm seeing some shots on the screen now. It looks celebratory. Wow, okay, interesting. Now, this year's tournament, KOC 3+3, the Hexa. What is that name? What's new this season, and what can players and fans look forward to?
Okay, so the Hexa is just another word for the 6th edition. Sometimes also the Hexa means like completion. It goes back to our spiritual, even saying that God created it in 6 days, rest in 7. So it all ties into that, and a Hexa is always moving and completion, as I said. So people can look forward to this year. Even a greater production, as you've seen, what we do on the final night and also on the opener and during the tournament. So everything is just going bigger this year.
Now, I believe you also have the ring that we saw a ring on the screen with some rings.
That was last year.
You have it with you, this year's ring.
Of course.
Okay, let's see this. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is the championship.
Yeah, the championship ring for this year.
Can I take it out?
Of course. Go.
Okay, wow. Okay, well, you know what? I can borrow this. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
No problem.
There it is, this year's championship ring. So who gets to wear this? And why is it me? And why is it me?
You're a winner then. So
look at that. I am absolutely a winner. I love this. Well, thank you for sharing that with us this morning. I'm going to leave that right there so you can just lend it to me afterwards. The tournament offers a $50,000 grand prize, I know, which is a significant incentive. How has that level of investment really helped to raise the standard of the competition?
Okay, so it brings more quality, and it brings people from, I should say sponsors from outside, seeing that the name Maloney alone, you know, it have a stigma to it, so we're trying to show that, not because of the stigma, we could produce something big, and it has grown to the largest in the country and regionally. As you say, we went to New York last year, and we're going back to New York this year, and other countries are calling for us. So just to show that, besides, I say not the grand prize only that makes the tournament that great, and the quality of football is basically the experience that they gain when you come to Kings of the Cage.
Yeah, now defending champions Squad Elite are also chasing a historic three-peat. How competitive do you expect this year's field to be, and who are some of the teams to watch?
The competitiveness is going to be even higher, knowing that everybody has Squad Elite on their names, seeing that they're going for the three-peat. Teams to watch again, Wolfpack, they won in 2022. They were the first champions. I would say Yes to Youths, that's a team from in the West. They have been winning some tournaments going back. I think that's all for now. Of course, there's 10 Stars, there's Great Men. And there are other people at silent teams that are now coming to the tournament. So you have to see what they can bring.
Now, do you see small goal football continuing to grow in Trinidad and Tobago?
I would say yes, that's everyone's pastime in Trinidad, small goal. Everywhere you go in Trinidad, you will see a small goal on a court, on grass, everywhere, small goal.
All right. Well, if someone has never attended a Kings of the Cage event before, why should this be the year to come out?
Because what should I say? King's Education is an experience that where you're watching it on live or seeing it on TV is nothing you're going to experience when you come in person, I should say. But in person, when you come, you want to come again and again. And also we added the All-Star Night, was the first to bring it. And this year, the All-Star Night is sponsored by Hennessy. So it's Hennessy All-Star Night this year. So yeah, so we're just going with the experiences. You need to be there.
All right. Well, thank you, Ronaldo. The tournament runs from Friday, July 10th to Sunday, August 30th at the Maloney Indoor Sporting Arena. We wish you all the best as KOC 3+3, the Hexa, gets underway. Well, before we wrap up today, just another reminder that we do have that finals viewing party taking place right here at TTT. That's coming up. For all the information, you need to head across to our social media channels, and the information is on the screen for you. You don't want to miss it. It's Sunday, July 19th. All roads are coming here at TTT. Digicel and the TTT Limited Media Network will present to you Game On, the finale, the ultimate watch party experience. If you want to know who won, lift that trophy, find out with us. Get ready to feel all the excitement and all the passion, the energy, the biggest match of the tournament on giant screens. We have giveaways, we have special performances, all from your favorite artists. Admission is absolutely free. And remember, you can log on to Island E-Tickets to get your pass now. So go do that. Gates open at 1 p.m. Don't be late. Don't miss a moment. For more details, stay locked into the TTT Limited Media Network, Suite 100.1 FM, Next 99.1 FM, and Talk City 91.1 FM. Game On, the finale. Don't just watch it, experience it. It's powered by Digicel, Real Connections, and the TTT Limited Media Network. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much to all our guests for joining us on Trinidad and Tobago today. And remember, you can see everything at TTT Live Online. We do this all over again tomorrow from 6 to 8. Our channels are on the screen for you now. Follow us at TTT Live Online and at TNT Today Show. And also from tomorrow, we start our link up with Talk City 91.1 FM all the way to Friday. So all 3 stations for you. See you tomorrow where we do this all over again. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
What if possibility was only the beginning? Welcome to Limitless, a journey where ideas become action and action becomes impact. From breaking barriers and challenging misconceptions to designing with dignity and driving innovation with heart. This series explores how inclusion is moving from concept to community in Trinidad and Tobago. Across each episode, we meet the change makers and everyday leaders, turning challenges into opportunity, building real solutions that change real lives, from possibility to impact. This is Limitless.
Jamila Bannister, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays 6 p.m., Tuesdays 1:10 p.m.
Coming up, hot plates, cold drinks, and chilled vibes were the order of the month in Antigua and Barbuda. Top chefs, tasty menus, influencers, and foodies. The boxes were ticked, kitchens buzzing, and grills fired up. It's the one and only Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month. It's Caribbean Passport TV on TTT.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. The results of the Secondary Entrance Assessment 2026 examination will be released on Thursday, July 2nd. According to a media statement from the Ministry of Education, students will be able to access their results via the Ministry of Education's SEA portal from 11 p.m. The ministry reminded parents, guardians, and students that schools will not be distributing hard copies of the results, as these are not required for the secondary school registration process. 8,854 boys and 8,655 girls sat the 2026 examination. In other news, following the 2 earthquakes in Venezuela during the investigation into the changes at Galfa Beach, geoscientist and exploration manager at Touchstone Exploration Inc., Xavier Munan, explained that the presence of dead marine life was not the result of poisoning.
Wash ashore. It did not die because of some chemicals in the water, in the ocean. They were caught in the uplift of the beach itself, and they perished as they were exposed to the elements.
Mr. Munan states that faults running across Trinidad are linked to those in Venezuela, and that while the present event is very dramatic, it is not the first time such a phenomenon has occurred. He noted that in 2018, Los Ciro Beach experienced uplift, though not to this extent.
Galfa in particular, there's a fault that actually moved here, which then caused the cliffside to become unstable. This is not the first time this has happened. Back in 2018, when we had a major earthquake closer to Trinidad, the Galfa area was affected as well. Very similarly, it got uplifted, not as dramatic as this time, but it got uplifted. What really drew our attention last time was the damage that we saw at Los Ciros.
The area is also showing signs of oil in the sands at this time. He warns that for safety reasons, it should not be touched.
In the Galfa area previously, it is quite well known to have oil immediately below the ground. Even some of the rocks exposed on the beach itself are chock full of oil. They look like black sandstones. You break a piece of that and it just smells like a gas station, right? And immediately where in some of your footage that you were just showing, there are actually oil wells drilled in that area.
The geoscientist noted that while it is generally safe to visit the area, caution should still be exercised regarding what is touched, particularly dead marine life. In the wake of 2 powerful earthquakes in neighboring Venezuela, Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, Khadija Amin, highlighted the critical role of municipal police, noting that they were among the first responders dispatched to assist with recovery efforts. Speaking at the launch of the Trinidad and Tobago Municipal Police Services Public Information and Communications Unit on Monday, the minister gave an update on relief efforts to Venezuela through local public and private partnerships. She noted that various drop-off points have been identified for those wanting to donate dry goods and non-perishables to people affected.
The Ministry of Works has designated Shed 1 and 2 at Plibdeco compound in Point Lisas for collection of items where the containers will be packaged. So those who are contributing in bulk on pallets will get it down to Plibdeco. In rural development and local government, we have designated all 14 municipalities as collection points. So the members of the public would be free to bring their items in.
In sport now, the West Indies will take on Australia in the first semi-final of the Women's T20 World Cup at the Oval today, 9:30 a.m. TT time. Captain Hayley Matthews says her side heads into the clash as underdogs, but insists that's exactly where they want to be.
I almost feel like a bit more of the pressure is on a team like Australia. We're going to be expected to beat us, and if they don't, it'll probably be a massive disappointment for them. So even though we have a lot of care and a lot of passion and we want to win, we're certainly not expected to, I think, by the masses, and that eases, I think, a bit of the pressure off of our shoulders when it comes to expectations, I think.
And that was your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts, and on behalf of the entire team, have a great day.
This is TTT. Live for local.